Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, photo radar requests. The city wants to bring back speed cameras to certain intersections. A new home, Boyle Street Community Services, moves to the King Thunderbird Center. And scan a card, any card. A local man creates a card game that uses augmented reality.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
Photo radar could return to Edmonton intersections in the future. The city has asked the province to approve an exemption to once again allow the use of automated enforcement. CTV's Amanda Anderson reports.
These automated traffic enforcement cameras may no longer snap a photo of drivers going too fast, but they still capture data.
It gives us an opportunity to look back and see comparatively to previous years when we were sending out violations, what are the trends going on with driver behavior?
The city's safe mobility director doesn't like what she sees. Since the province put an end to speed on green enforcement, Jessica Lamar says speeding is on the rise.
The biggest of which is an 87% increase in vehicles that are traveling between 20 and 29 kilometers per hour over the speed limit, which is a very serious safety concern.
Something people on the road say they've noticed too.
To me that there's more accidents since it's been gone. And people who call it a cash cow, if you don't speed, you don't get fined. So there has to be some way of controlling speeding.
The city teamed up with the University of Alberta to examine the data. 10 locations have been identified that meet the criteria for an exemption. The city has submitted business cases to the provincial government for review.
It requires a lot of data analysis and work, as well as we need to have established that there were no other things that could help reduce the speeding in that location.
It's something drivers we spoke with would support.
I don't think they need to be everywhere, but problematic intersections make sense to me.
Because I think it would cut down on the speeding, which would cut down on the accidents.
Lamar doesn't know how long it will take for an answer, but says with 31 traffic deaths so far this year, she hopes it's soon.
Progress that we made towards Vision Zero since 2015 with automated enforcement as a tool was substantial, and we are seeing that sort of reverse.
A tool the city hopes to have reactivated at all 80 of its speed on green locations down the road. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
A man was taken to hospital after he was hit by an LRT this morning. Acute Care Alberta says the man was brought to the Royal Alex in stable condition. Edmonton Transit says this collision happened around 7:30 this morning near Bonnie Doon Station. Police say the man's injuries are minor. An Alberta hockey team is back on the ice days after a bus crash sent 2 of its players to hospital. The crash happened Friday morning. RCMP say the driver lost control and hit a ditch off Highway 2. The Athabasca Rivermen were on their way to play in Crow's Nest Pass. 2 players were injured. Both have since been released from hospital. One of those players says the bus was going around a corner when it lost control.
We really started to realize, man, we weren't going to make that turn. So we go down in the ditch. Thankfully, the bus driver didn't, try to, fight it too much, or we probably would have flipped, to be honest.
Some of the team's players took part in a light practice today. The head coach says a counselor will be brought in for a team meeting. Elections Alberta has approved a petition on Alberta separation. Alberta's chief electoral officer approved a notice of intent from the Alberta Prosperity Project. The group had to reapply after the province put forward amendments to the Citizen Initiative Act earlier this month. The group has until January 11th to apply for a petition. That could lead to a referendum on separation. A rival petition by the Forever Canadian group has collected more than 450,000 signatures. That petition calls for Alberta to remain in Canada. Edmonton's Jewish community is celebrating Hanukkah with extra security following an anti-Semitic terror attack in Australia. 15 people who were marking the first night of Hanukkah in Bondi Beach were shot and killed. The Jewish Federation of Edmonton says it was incredibly important to go ahead with its menorah lighting at the Alberta legislature yesterday. It says it was not only a show of unity, but a public showing the community will not hide its religion.
We've been living very proud public Jewish lives in this province for the last 130 years. There's no need to stop. My message to the community on Friday, I send out a Shabbat message, and I said, put your menorahs in your windows. Let people see them and really take strength in your identity.
The Federation says Alberta sheriffs and Edmonton police had an increased presence at the legislature. It says every Jewish community event and program will have extra layers of security. There's a new building downtown dedicated to serving the homeless. Boyle Street Community Services has moved into its new home at the King Thunderbird Centre. CTV's Jeremy Thompson reports.
You know, when you look at this building now, there's hope. There's hope for our people.
From the moment you enter the building, it's evident the King Thunderbird Centre, or Ogamau Piatsu Gamik in Cree, is designed to welcome people in.
First and foremost, this is a place of ceremony, a place where people can have that ceremonial and cultural grounding to their healing journey.
It's been 4 years since Boyle Street Community Services bought this old paintball arena with a vision for its new headquarters. There's office space for staff and different rooms where the vulnerable and homeless can get help in spaces designed to meet their needs.
We were touring a bunch of people around, and one of our community members just said, "This is for us," almost in disbelief, and that was really touching to me.
The centre has 3 dens like this one where people can come to access professional services like housing and healthcare supports. While they wait, they can also just relax, hang out with friends, do some laundry, maybe play a game or two.
Moving from its old building by Rogers Place has been a bumpy road for Boyle Street. In late 2022, its development permit was revoked after nearby business and resident groups raised safety concerns, worried Boyle Street would be operating an overnight drop-in shelter and supervised consumption site. Neither of those services are offered here.
What we saw reflected in this process was the way often the people that we serve are treated in the community and the way that they are wanted to, not to be around, to be pushed out.
This whiteboard gives a glimpse of what's actually been on offer since mid-November during the centre's soft launch: a housing workshop, learner's permit lessons, and Cree classes.
Most people haven't even noticed that we're open, and we've had 2,000 visits in the last month.
Now that the King Thunderbird is officially open, Boyle Street only expects to get busier. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
The freshly renovated 4th floor atrium at the University Hospital is now open to patients, families, and staff. The atrium is modeled after Edmonton's River Valley. It includes 2 screens where people can monitor the progress of surgeries. Court Carruthers has experienced difficult times at the hospital over the years while taking care of his mother. He donated $1 million to the cause.
It could be hours, it could be days, it could be weeks where you're just spending a lot of time waiting. It's not restful time, it's not peaceful time, it's stressful time because you're waiting to see if someone's going to get better, if there's another treatment that can be undertaken. And so having a calm place to do that, I think, is really important.
In total, the University Hospital Foundation raised $2.9 million for the atrium project. A man in Edmonton with a well-known Christmas display in his front yard has taken his talents to the Ukrainian Community Hall. Jerry Dolanchuk's second major Christmas display of the season is set up in the Ukrainian Youth Unity Complex in North Edmonton. From caroling bears to Old St. Nick and a pair of reindeer, it's an installation for hundreds of children and seniors attending events at the hall. None of it comes from his home display.
A lot of it I bought just specially for this. Now I've actually bought more stuff for next year already because you get your best prices at this time of the year. But I'd say 90% is new and 10% is from some of my old stock, but nothing comes from the house. You don't take nothing out of the house.
We have lots of children here, and this brings a lot of joy, happiness, and Christmas spirit to our building.
Dolanchuk says setting up a display inside is much easier than working outside in the cold and snow. Josh, if you're a little late to the light display, today was a pretty good day to get out there. We reached the pluses.
Yeah, 9 degrees for a daytime high today. Looks like this will go down as the second warmest December 15th on record. Not quite a record. That's still 10 degrees from 1980, but we get to 8.5, so we'll round it up to 9. It's cooled off pretty significantly since a couple hours ago. We're at 4 right now, still well above 0. 5 south of the city, 6 Stony Plain and at Elk Island. Temperatures will drop back below 0 fairly quickly, and we've got some more freezing rain and snow in the forecast as well. So roads are going to be brutal tomorrow. Everything that got all sloppy and mucky in this 9-degree temperature, that all freezes over overnight tonight. You put a layer of potentially some freezing rain and then a couple centimeters of snow on top of that. could be tough to get traction tomorrow on sidewalks and on roadways. You got a little bit of rain and freezing rain right now in east central Alberta, and at the southern edge in this purple zone, some ice pellets falling. Further north, snow. In fact, there's a snowfall warning that's been in effect for much of northern Alberta through the day today, 10 to 20 centimeters for some spots. Looks like that warning should be ended fairly shortly. We'll get to about -2, 9 o'clock tonight. There's your risk of freezing rain. Then it flips over to snow, anywhere between 1 and maybe as much as 4 centimeters of snow. A little gusty as well through this evening and overnight. That wind backs off tomorrow, and temperatures start in the -15 range. A lot colder tomorrow morning than it was today. And through tomorrow afternoon, around average, -5 for a daytime high. Heavier snow in the forecast for Wednesday, and then the return of the deep freeze. All those details still to come.
It was great while it lasted, Josh. Thank you. Coming up next on CTV News, how a local man who designed his own game is incorporating augmented reality.
We started playing it. We're like, you know what? This would actually be kind of cool. Like, a lot of other people thought it was fun to play.
Help us build a mountain of toys. Donate today at ctvedmonton.ca.
Coming up Tuesday on your morning, holiday party munchies that are easy on the budget. Inspiration to feed your friends and your family without stretching your finances.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
Augmented reality is being used in a variety of industries, on Google Maps, and now in a locally made card game. CTV's Gates Warren explains.
Ryan Stewart was looking for a new way to share some laughs with his friends.
When I was in college, me and my buddies would always try to find like crazy games to play, or like drinking games, or anything that was like a social activity, like Cards Against Humanity.
But he says those games lost their novelty, and he set out to create a new one of his own. He landed on the idea of being able to write prompts and challenges for others to try and do.
And then we started playing it. We're like, you know what? This would actually be kind of cool. Like, a lot of other people thought it was fun to play.
After a few years of development, Katzenjammer was created, but not without some futuristic tweaks.
Originally, the cards would fold open and you'd have to write dares in, and we're like, oh, well, you can only use these cards like 3 times before it's just a mess. So we're like, well, maybe AR would work.
The use of augmented reality hides the prompts on the cards and are only revealed when using the game's phone app. Nate's Mike McCready says AR can be seen across many different industries already. The trades, service work, and transportation, just to name a few.
So if you ever looked at Google Maps has the ability to overlay directional icons such as arrows and whatnot in where you need to get travel to.
Gamers would also be familiar with augmented reality.
Another way would also be in entertainment, such as Pokemon Go would be probably one of the more common AR applications that we've seen.
McCready says even though we're seeing real-world examples, it's still tech that could be explored even further.
Augmented reality still is a bit of a niche area. It hasn't become ubiquitous in every aspect of our life, but I think the more use cases we see will be helpful.
Katzenjammer is one of those cases, and Stewart hopes to inspire the next game designer to create something they're passionate about.
The reason I made this game is because I wanted to play it and there wasn't a game there. So I think if you're working on a game, AR or not, it's like, do you enjoy playing this game? I think that's the most important part.
Gates Warren, CTV News, Edmonton.
A sports card and collectible shop in Leduc is full of food for the holiday season. The hobby spot is usually stacked with sports collectibles. Right now, though, it's hoping to run out of room for donations for the Leduc Food Bank. This is its 5th year collecting canned and dry goods along with cash to make Christmas a bit brighter for other people. This coming Saturday, every person who donates gets a pack of Pokemon or hockey cards.
And the neat thing for us was someone came in on Saturday and donated like 100 food bank items, and they got some packs of Pokemon, and they opened the pack and hit the big chase card worth $800. Okay. So someone came in and got an $800 card for doing the right thing, and that helps fuel the stories as well and helps get people to the shop.
Last year, an anonymous donor helped the store reach its $50,000 goal. As for food, more than 4,700 kilograms were dropped off last year. A local local group of more than 50 singers is using its voices to help Edmonton's food bank. The Vox Collective is an adult community choir that sings covers of different genres, including folk and rock music. The group is holding a concert tonight at Metro Cinema at 7:30. Tickets are $20 a piece, and all the proceeds go to the food bank. Still to come tonight on CTV News, a slam dunk. A local high school basketball player impresses fans with a creative way to score.
I didn't practice as much as people might think. It was just a couple times during practice.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
That was the shot that won Jordan Hunter the 42nd annual dunk contest this weekend at Jasper Place High School. The 12th grader plays on the senior boys basketball team. His dunk has since spread across social media, including a post from TSN.
Hitting that dunk and getting swarmed was epic. It was so epic. I didn't practice as much as people might think. It was just a couple times during practice.
Hunter also has talents off the court. He apparently sang and played piano during the dunk contest opening ceremonies.
Skills.
Impressive shot. Josh, some people might say the forecast today was a slam dunk, although it sounds like drivers are going to be paying for it tomorrow.
Yeah, it looks really, really ugly. Everything was all sloppy and melty. 9 degrees for a daytime high. Take a look outside right now. There's the Action Furnace, River Valley Skycam. Action Furnace, fixed right over, it's free. We're at 4 degrees. So we've lost 5 degrees in the last hour and a half to 2 hours, and we'll slip to about -2, back below 0 by 8 or 9 o'clock tonight. It's -18 in Fort McMurray, -20 and -21 in through the Peace Country. So there is still some really cold air that's built up across the north, and that's what will come our way later in the week. Look to the south. Calgary's still at 9 degrees right now, 8 in Red Deer. You get a snowfall warning for areas north of Fort McMurray. This was in effect for areas further to the west, but as we mentioned earlier, that has now been ended. And then here's your wind warning for the areas in green. Several reports of semis tipped over into ditches because of gusts over 100 kilometers per hour. This blue zone, by the way, it's a freezing rain warning. More on that freezing rain in a second. This is a snowfall warning for the Icefields Parkway. Could see upwards of 50 centimeters of snow by the end of the day Wednesday. There's a good shot of heavy snow that's going to hit parts of central and north central Alberta on Wednesday. There's where most of the heavier snow is falling right now. You get in the pink zone, no freezing rain warning for Lloydminster, but temperatures are below 0, and it does look like you have some freezing rain in that area. There's a cold front behind this system that will drop through the Edmonton area through this evening and overnight tonight. So that'll do a couple of things. One, it will kick up the wind gusts to about 30 or 40 kilometers per hour. On the southern edge of this, you have a chance of some freezing rain, and then it flips over to snow. So as everything that melted today starts to freeze, you get a layer of ice on top of that with the freezing rain, and then potentially 1 to 4 centimeters of snow, which should all be done by about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. So by tomorrow morning, I don't think there's snow falling for the morning commute here in Edmonton, but there will likely be at least some fresh snow on the ground. It may be tough to get traction on roads. Give yourself some extra time out there. Tuesday afternoon, some snow in the northeast, but this is the next system that we're eyeballing for the Edmonton area. Through the day Wednesday, expecting some snow. How much? Well, I think parts of central and north central Alberta could see maybe 10 to 20 centimeters in spots. Whether or not we get that much here in the city remains to be seen. There's still some uncertainty with where those heavier pockets are going to be, but I think that could be a good, significant shot of snow there on Wednesday. -24 Fort McMurray tomorrow morning, -21 in Grand Prairie. We'll slip to about -15 in the city. Daytime highs tomorrow, mid to high teens across most of the north. High level stuck in the -20s. Look at Red Deer gets to around the freezing mark, while Lloydminster's around -10. And here in Edmonton, after this risk of freezing rain and snow and some gusty wind through the evening, wind dies down for tomorrow, so wind chill will not be a factor. Temperatures around -15 in the morning, and then partly cloudy and -5 in the afternoon. Temperatures falling through the day Wednesday, not just snow falling, but we'll drop to about -16, back to -10 with a chance of some late day snow Thursday. That could be a couple centimeters as well. And starting Saturday, we'll see a string of days with daytime highs in the -20s as winter officially starts.
All right, Josh, thank you. Peavey Mart has returned to 4 central Alberta communities under new ownership. The farm and ranch retailer entered creditor protection earlier this year and closed 90 locations across the country. In April, an investment group bought the rights to Peavey Mart's name and intellectual property. The company has since reopened locations in Lacombe, Camrose, Spruce Grove, and Westlock. It plans to open more locations in Red Deer and Saskatchewan early next year. When we return, growing the game, how Hockey Canada hopes to get more girls playing the sport.
We want all women's and girls players in Canada wearing that same sticker this season.
CTV News at 5 continues.
Help us build a mountain of toys. Donate today at ctvedmonton.ca.
Women's hockey is growing in Canada with more spectators, fans, sponsors, and girls paying attention. As CTV's Connor Hogg explains, there's also a new push from Hockey Canada to create more opportunities.
I find with the female team, our team especially this year, is an amazing group of young girls, and we have grit.
Becky Purdom with the St. Albert Speed is hopeful for the future of female hockey. She says right now the Speed struggles to find teams to play.
If the girls are starting out young in hockey, maybe they're used to playing with boys in kind of that environment. There's lots of girls on our team last year and this year who are brand new to hockey.
In Edmonton on Saturday, Hockey Canada announced 14 key barriers that prevent girls from thriving in hockey.
Our committee is energized by the potential for our sport in our country. And now it's on all of us to help bring these recommendations to life.
They include the sport's organizational structure itself, as well as unequal funding, corporate and community investment, and visibility. The first stage in the plan to combat it is the upcoming Rise as One campaign.
We want all women's and girls players in Canada wearing that same sticker this season, whether you're on the road to Milan or playing grassroots hockey in your home community.
It's part of Vision 2030, which aims to get 170,000 women and girls playing hockey in Canada by 2030, a point that's personal for former Olympian Jillian Apps, with 2 young daughters of her own.
For me, thinking about the 2 of them playing hockey in Canada, and if I can have any part in making their experience better, even better than mine was, that makes me so happy.
Over the next few months, Hockey Canada says research will be conducted so its hockey steering committee can make recommendations in the spring.
Seeing the girls all together on an all-girls team, it's an amazing dynamic. And so I hope that more girls have that opportunity from a younger age.
More campaigns will be launched in the coming years, hoping to make Vision 2030 a reality. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.